Whoa. And we're back. And yeah, so Lucas is here now, but I was showing the wrong scene because I've got a face share and a screen share. So now I can show behind the scenes photos and videos of what we were doing. But now I just need to check everything's working because I'm doing it a different way. So that's what it's all working. So Lucas is here. Lucas, do you want to say hello and give any updates to the stream as to how you got home and where your luggage ended up? No. How did it end up in Paris? Did they ever tell you? Maybe they just didn't want you to leave America. Oh, they said they can't hear you. Oh no, it was working. It was working. Someone gifted 500 jewels. Thank you very much. Tulips. I'm gotta admit, I'm not sure what that is. Let me try and fix the desktop audio. Lucas has just given a whole story about how he lost his luggage, and I don't know why you can't hear me, or what if we just do this, Lucas? If you speak now,
Yes.
Okay, now we can hear Lucas.
Speak. Can we hear me?
Wait, let me just catch up with the chat. Hi, Paul. Hi, Seth. Hello, everyone. Daughter of the Most High God. Hi, Paul. Paul again. Carolyn from New York. Wishing you all the best. Mike. Hello, everyone. Walter. Hello. Liberty in DC. Hello. I'm blessed. Hello. Welcome back, everyone who is rejoining stream. So I have got all the footage. Now I'm in front of my computer. This is my office. You can see behind me, I already have, my mum has printed off for the entire family the photos of Trump. So everyone has one of these. Mine's got a US flag in from the 4th of July, and I have my pin. But annoyingly, everything's quite small. So I want to go... Annoyingly, everything's quite small. So I want to go through everything. Let me try and fix the scene to get Lucas on, so we can have a look at everything that's happening. My feed is not up to date either. This is all going wrong. What is happening?
So much preparation.
It's so much preparation, and as soon as it goes live, something always is bound to go wrong forever. Oh no. It was all going so well for like 10 seconds. Where is your coin? The coin made it safe. You are our best advertisement, David. I wish.
That's a good compliment.
That is a good compliment. I'm going to quickly switch back to this and try and get a source for Lucas so you can hear Lucas, hopefully. But it's not working. Lucas, speak. Speak. Yeah, when on one... So there's different scenes. And so when it's my face, they can't hear you. Chat, let me just add exactly what is on the other one. And I'll just hide it. And see if you can hear Lucas now.
Can you hear me, chat?
Yes. Okay, we've done it. Chat, as you know, we're not very good at these live streams, but this is my office. This is where I live in my house. And
In
I
your
just want to show
office.
you a few things before we get started. But basically, let's let Lucas retell his story of how all his luggage went on a holiday without him.
Yeah. So basically, when leaving Miami, I had to fly to Washington, D.C., because that's where the flight to Amsterdam was. But because the flight from Miami to Washington and the flight to Amsterdam had only like 30 minutes between them, so that includes leaving the airplane, going through the airport, getting my luggage, and getting on the next flight. I asked them in Miami to send the luggage straight to Amsterdam, which they were kind enough to do. And then somehow in Washington, someone decided to put my suitcase on an airplane to Paris. So when I arrived at the airport in Amsterdam, I was waiting for my luggage, which usually takes about 20 minutes. And then going to the lady asking, like, hey, my
How long
luggage
were you
didn't
there
show up.
before you realized it didn't show up?
Well, I realized pretty quickly, but for the wrong reason, because I thought they just made a mistake in Miami. But it
Chat, what
turns
makes
out
this
they
so
didn't
funny?
make a mistake.
What makes this so funny is that the whole time in Miami, we knew that Lucas was going to lose his luggage because he had to fly home from Washington. So his flight from Miami was not a connecting flight to Amsterdam via Washington. It was two separate flights. So we knew this whole time that this was going to happen. But we've had a super chat from Seth. Thank you very much for the $5 donation. You said you got a package from the White House sent to your home. What was inside? It's okay if it's personal. So I can explain this massively, right? I got a message from the White House asking for my address so they can send me a package. And my mum came round to check on the house, make sure everything's okay, and said, oh, there's a package here from the White House. And I was like, oh, that makes complete sense. They asked for my address. Don't open it. I want to open it. It turns out that my mum said that because she got everyone the pictures of Trump and she left the package at my house from the White House because it's the picture of Trump. The package hasn't been sent from the White House yet. So now I've got everyone at it and it was all a big misunderstanding. But that's how it came about. So the White House has asked for my address, said they're going to send a package, and my mum said it for the picture of Trump, and it hasn't come yet. So it was all just big misunderstanding, but you can see how I've put 2 and 2 together there and got 5. I love your back wall. Thank you very much. It's only like panels put together. How annoying, poor Lucas. Wow. Right. So did the challenge coin make it home safe? Yes, it did. Chat, I'm so happy that this made it home safe because it was like having the crown jewels with me at all times. It was the number one thing I didn't want to lose the whole entire time. And I was nervous every time I left it in a hotel. I've left it in my bag. It hasn't come out the bag almost at all. I think I got it out when I showed Lucas when he arrived. And that's about it. Then it went straight back in a like secret pocket in my bag because I just didn't want it to get touched, lost, damaged, dented, or anything. It's pretty cool. It's like gold on the side, and then one side's got,
And it's heavy.
yeah, it's really heavy. One side's got President of the United States on, and it says 45th and 47th, and says President Trump. Well, it doesn't. It says Donald Trump here, and I thought this was like a coat of arms. I have to do more research into what that actually is. I thought like every English king and royal, like high up family, has a coat of arms, which is an emblem of that family. And I thought that was Trump's, but apparently it's not. And then the other side has the presidential seal, and that looks very cool. But I have to, it's currently resting inside the picture frame like that because I want it on a spinning display because obviously it's double sided. So I've turned it around like 3 times because I can't decide which side I like more, but I do kind of like the gold side. Oh no. And we leave it there. And then it's fine. And then I got my cowboy hat. That was also a real pain to carry everywhere because I couldn't put it in my luggage or anything. So we're both, we were both wearing our cowboy hats everywhere we went. And on the last day, what day? We traveled somewhere and we were wearing the exact same outfit with the cowboy hat, with the gun range
yeah, we did.
t-shirt.
I think it was somewhere in Miami. I'm not too sure.
Chelsea girl said you could charge people to see it, lol. Everyone's wanted to see it. So I play Sunday League football, and my football manager picked me up from the airport to take me home. And it's the first thing he said. He's like, "Where's the coin then?" He wanted to see it. Hi, Oliver. How was your flight? Pretty good. I didn't have Kim. I had no one next to me the whole flight. So I could put all my stuff one side. I got double blankets because it was a night flight, but I was right at the back of the plane where they sorted all the service and they keep their light on. So I was struggling to sleep or do anything because there was a huge bright light behind me on a dark plane. And then they came and gave me the eye patch thing, which was super tight, but still helped me sleep for about 40 minutes out of the 8 hours. Do a video ranking every place you visited in the USA. That's such a good idea.
I already know the number 1 and 2 for sure.
Yeah.
But we can't say that now. That'll be in the video then.
Yeah, I think we won't go into that. But anyway, I was going to use this stream to go through some experiences about what we've been doing and how the journey went from start to finish, because I've obviously got stuff that I hadn't documented. And there's niche little details throughout the whole trip that I think are pretty cool. I put some of the blame on Winston Churchill for the sinking of the RMS Lusitania. He was getting way too involved when it came to her. Seth, I am doing a video soon where Winston Churchill planned the whole of D-Day. It's like 15 minutes up the road from me, and I'm trying to get a tour to do it because there's a man who does the tour and takes you round, and you can see the actual plans for D-Day, and it's like 15 minutes from my house. It's pretty cool. Ollie, are you back in the UK with all those tossers and wankers? I am. Those tossers and wankers are mainly my friends. You guys could also come back and go to Phoenix. Just saying. Phoenix. Arizona would be pretty cool. Azure, everyone told us that Phoenix was boiling hot, though. Like, way too hot.
Is it more hot than the places we've been?
I think where we went, the max was 105. But in Phoenix, people were saying... In Arizona, people were saying it was like 115.
Because when I know Washington is definitely not the warmest, but when I arrived in Washington on the 3rd, it was heat I never experienced before.
So I was going to go through that. I have some of the pictures of like when the people were passing out because it was so hot.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just get through some chats. How long were you visiting America? I think it ended up being 46 or 47 days. Everyone's saying I broke the thing when I the picture frame collapsed, but everything's okay. Anyway, chat.
Broke it already.
Here's a niche little side story of the journey to America. So before I left, I got brand new shoes, and this is super niche. But I got these brand new shoes. They're white shoes, and as I got to the airport, it was the first time I ever wore them. I got through security, and I 100% regret wearing my England shirt to the airport, because doing that, it super quickly got checked, and this left shoe got taken off, and they made me check it. So I'm like, oh, it's a brand new shoe. That's why it's getting checked, blah, blah, blah. And they swipe it for like drugs and everything. I said, it's brand new. There's like nothing on it. And they still did it anyway, maybe put it through the machine, etc. And then an hour into the flight, the person next to me spills boiling hot coffee all over my shoe. So that shoe was white for about 3 hours on my foot until it got coffee all over it. And then I had burning hot coffee on my foot the whole journey. And I swear to God, I thought in my head, this journey is going to be a disaster. But little did I know everything that was going to happen after that. But I thought, this is not off to a good start. Like, this is going to be a disaster. And it just ended up being the best experience anyone could ever imagine. It's pretty crazy. This is all before Lucas joined. This was like when I was by myself. Oh, whoa. I have so many tabs just suddenly open. Oh, no. Another thing, it was like day 2. We went to Terry Black's barbecue, but I didn't make any videos on it because I had no followers. So I just didn't think anyone would find it interesting. But the whole time I've been making videos anyway to send back home. So we actually did go to Terry Black's barbecue the second time, but it was not as good. Lucas, you can attest. Well, you didn't have Terry Black's, but how good was the barbecue
No,
that we
but
had?
I can't imagine. Yeah, I don't think there's anything that's going to be better. So without tasting the other one, I'm pretty sure we had the best one.
Yeah, I look how disappointing this is, chat. Let me make it as big as I can. Look how disappointing this is. I had the driest bit of barbecue, and it was just such a disappointing experience. And I thought, oh, I wanted what I saw on YouTube and what we eventually had, where it was all juicy. You squeeze it, and all the juices come out, and it's all tender. This was dry as a bone, and it just wasn't very tasty. So I was a bit disappointed with the whole barbecue thing until obviously I wasn't. But this is the plate I ended up getting. I don't know why it's sideways, but it was all right. Like it was, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. But the other one that we had was like 100 out of 10.
It was incredible.
Do you know when you plan to come back? Hopefully soon, as soon as we can. Yes, we are. So the plan is, I have to send my passport away to get redone. I need to renew my passport, and then whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to be in the UK, travel in the UK, show you some sites, show you around different places in UK, Scotland, Wales, and then when I get my passport back, we'll do a little tour of Europe and then come back to the US. That is the plan. Always keep a bit of honey on you. It's great for burns and helps prevent what's going on? Oh, for the coffee
Sounds
thing. The coffee thing. Yeah.
I had blisters after we had to run in Washington. Do you remember?
Oh my goodness. Chat. When I say me and Lucas ran uphill for about 5 blocks in 100-degree heat, I mean we sprinted for this. Why were we sprinting? Oh, it was the 4th of July.
Yeah, and we got out the line because we left the side because
No.
of the thunder.
Yeah, we were at the fair and we had to get to the 4th of July meeting point, which I also have these passes here. Whoa, it's tied up. This is pretty cool to show, chat. For the 4th of July, I have a Salute to America Freedom 250 4th of July celebration special guest seating pass for the 4th of July, which unfortunately we didn't actually end up going to, but we were there. So we ran easily 5 blocks up the hill to get to an Uber so we could get back to the Airbnb, get changed, and get to the meeting point where we had to originally be for this. And everything went smoothly. We got there, we got in, we got seated, and then in Washington there was a storm and everyone got evacuated. We left the site and got evacuated. And as soon as we did that, it was, I think Lucas and I got in an Uber to go back to our Airbnb, and no joke, I think 15 seconds later, the White House tweets that the event's going to start again in 30 minutes. So we then came straight back and we couldn't get back in. It was chock-a-block, and the entrance that they were using for this entrance, they opened to the public. So instead of it being like a special seating entrance, they just wanted to get so many people back in that we didn't end up getting back in. We were shoulder to shoulder with the whole street. Let me see if I got that
That's
picture.
some very nice people.
We did. Let me see if I got that image. Oh, all the times I messed up because my computer's in. So this is like what the streets were like for miles. And this is just one side. It was like this all the way up the street, and the entrance was a little single door about here. Oh,
Oh
brilliant.
yeah, it was tiny.
The entrance was a single door about here, and they were letting about 10 people in at a time, and there must have been 30,000 people in that street. But it was a nice view. 100% worth going. Did you see Kai or Barron Trump? No, that would have been really cool. I saw when we were walking in, I saw so many people from the White House, and the strangest thing is they all recognized me. So I saw the media team. That was at the state fair. I saw the media team. I saw the person in control of visas at the 4th of July, and I asked if they can get me one of the new Trump gold passports, and they said no, but they did make them laugh, and they said the easiest way is to get an educational visa. And then I just saw like all sorts of people that said they work at the White House, they do like Congress, all sorts. It was very, very interesting. The people I was fortunate enough to meet. Oh yeah, Phoenix. I am absolutely going to keep it all. The trouble is I'm trying to figure a way to display it. So at the moment, it's all temporary. I've got the things from the FIFA games. So at all the FIFA games, they gave you. Let me go full screen again. At all the FIFA games, they gave you a card, and it's got like a chip in it that you can scan with your phone. So I kept all of those, but again, I just don't have anywhere to like display it nicely. I'm trying to think of a way to put it all together, but I think all of it's going to have to go in like a different display, like its own thing. Because I've got other things from the White House as well, which we'll get into. Then, okay, so whilst we were in Dallas, that's where England's first game was. I also went to the Stockyards, which everyone then told me to go to. Oh, that's so funny. What? Wait, what? You should definitely come back for the Olympics in Los Angeles. You reminded me of how I felt when I first came to the States 36 years ago. Play Out Pompey. That's so funny. How do you know Play Out Pompey? You can get display boxes for the wall. I know, but I want the coin to spin. So I have, I'll show you all later, but I've got a T-shirt from the White House. I have, unfortunately, they gave me sweets, but one box made it back safely. They all got crushed and kind of destroyed. Like all the ink dripped because something leaked in my bag and all sorts, which was exactly what I didn't want to happen, and exactly what I was worried that would happen to the coin, of it getting broken or damaged somehow. So unfortunately, only one pack of the sweets that made it, and it's red, white, and blue M&Ms. Our neighbour sells Longhorn balls for no less than 50,000 each. This is what I was going to show. So there was a real cowboy taking these Longhorns down the street. And again, I made all of this. Look, the cowboy's literally there. And then it's like, everyone told me to go back, but I made no content. And then I was so far away. I only had videos of what was happening. Does that make sense? Like, it wasn't enough for content. Same as the Terry Black thing. But I did get to go, and it was very cool. Here is me with my cowboy hat outside the Stockyards. And the Stockyards is like going back in time. When you revisit the US or move, you should support a small ballet company by going to see their shows. That actually sounds like a good idea. I've never been to the ballet. That's quite an English. That's quite a European thing to go to the ballet, don't you think?
I think it is. I've never been.
Did Lucas go to any of the games? No, his team was out by the time he got there.
Yeah, that and the tickets are a little bit out of my budget, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, by the time Lucas got there, chat, it was already the quarterfinals, and tickets were like $5,000 each. And we didn't go to the quarterfinal because we were in Texas, and that was the Norway game. The Argentina game was even more expensive. Let me try and find. Oh, chat. Then we went to Six Flags. Oh, everyone said, I said in a video, this was one of the videos just after everything started going viral. And I said this was Dallas, but I can't remember the actual place it was. But we went to the Six Flags. So good. Literally 10/10 theme park. And we went on a day, it was pretty dead. So we were just flying around all the rides because no one else was there. It was great. I did not go on this though. I don't have a death wish. But again, 10/10 Six Flags near Dallas. Fort Worth has a ballet company. What? So,
Cowboys and ballet.
pardon?
Cowboys and ballet.
Cowboys
That's
and
an interesting
ballet.
combination.
Yeah, that is interesting. Someone said never. We go every December. We alternate between the Nutcracker and Capella. In the UK, we go to something called a pantomime in December, especially like if you've got families, which is, I don't know, do you have pantomime?
Me?
Yeah. Do you know what
I
that
don't know what
is?
that is. No, but the Nutcracker definitely, yeah.
So a pantomime would have local celebrities like come and dress up. So it'll be like C-list, D-list celebrities come up, dress as characters, and they'll do like Jack and the Beanstalk in a comedic way. And all the men are like cross-dressing as part of the comedy. So all the men are women and all the women are men, and it's just always been like that. Then there's like all audience involvement and stuff. It's actually quite very good. We all go to
I
the
have never
pantomime.
heard of it. We definitely don't have this.
Whoa, S. Glee. I know Pompey because I'm from Portsmouth originally. Moved to the States 36 years ago. Now a dual citizen. I am going to follow your footsteps. Has any local UK media contacted you about your American experience? No, Steph, they haven't. But that's very cool. You're from Pompey. My mum also got me this. This is the new Portsmouth kit, and this is what she got for me for my birthday. So this was also waiting for me. Pretty cool. Shout out. Arlington. It is Arlington. That is where the Six Flags was. Arlington, Texas. I like the Peter Pan one. Yes. Like Peter Pan. Peter Pan goes wrong. That is it. That is what a pantomime is. I'm surprised you don't have them. Oh,
I've never heard of it. No.
have I lost audio? A friend just tried to phone me.
Oh, I don't know.
No,
Because I
okay.
hear you on the call.
Cool. He's tried to phone me again. I don't know if you hear my phone ring in chat. That's kind of annoying. Anyway, back to the story of the timeline of events. Whilst still in Dallas and in Fort Worth, we went to the greatest bar in the whole wide world. This is Billy Bob's Bar in Dallas, and it's absolutely incredible. Honestly, the best place we went. Randy Rogers was playing, which I personally never heard of before I got there, and it was a big deal to almost everyone there. And you can see who is clearly a Texan in this picture. And unbelievable. All the neon lights, everything going on. We got taught how to line dance. We got taught the Cuban shuffle. Randy Rogers joined the dance floor afterwards. And then Billy Ray Cyrus was playing the next night, but we just didn't get to go to the Billy Ray Cyrus because by that time, everything had gone crazy and the GoFundMe had started. So I was fortunate enough to be able to book a flight to Boston for our next game. So this was our last night in Dallas, and we were here for this Randy Rogers event, and the tickets were like $150 to go in a small section where you're actually in the concert. But in the same hall, we could see the concert, but there was like a bit at the back for $15, which was exactly what you're seeing now, which was just a big bar. And we got to experience it that way. Very, very cool. I'm sure I have more photos from this. Oh, they're not all in order. That's irritating. Let me make them bigger so I can see. Oh, yeah, I've missed loads. You're going to have to bear with me, chat. Here we go. This is not as smooth as I thought it would be because they're not all the photos are not in order. But look, there's Randy on stage with his band with Pat Green. It was very cool. I thought it was my phone. My bad. Is there anywhere in the US you thought was a waste of time? Look, Lucas, I'm sure you feel the same. Oh, Liberty in DC, 1999. Thank you so much for the donation. Liberty in DC
Hurry
says,
back.
hurry back. We
Yes,
are going to have to. I think that is needed. We're going to come back as soon as we can.
The first thing when I landed and got back home was text Oliver saying, meet you in Miami. I think that's one of the first things I texted to you.
My Uber driver played the saddest songs when I was in the taxi from the hotel in Miami to the airport. And I was just sat there, like, miserable, looking out the window thinking, I can't believe I'm leaving this all behind and going home. And then when I got home, day one wasn't bad because I went to see, I wish I vlogged this, and I really wish I vlogged this, because day one on the way home, I went to see my mum. I went to see my granddad, and they both had the photos of Trump. All like my mum's is in the hallway, so it's the first thing when you open the door, and my granddad's is in the front room. And I post these pictures on Twitter. And then it was quite funny. I went to see my nan, who's in a care home. She's got real bad Alzheimer's. And it was actually the first time she didn't recognize who I was when I walked in, which was awful. But I was showing her the pictures, and after a while, she started to remember. And I showed her the picture of me and Donald Trump. And I go, do you know who that is? And she goes, no, who's that? And points at me. Doesn't even point at Trump, points directly at me and goes, no, who's that? And I was just like, oh, well, Nan, I wish she remembered, but like, she'd be, I know she's proud, but it's just kind of sad. So I did all that, and I wish I vlogged it because they were quite nice moments. But after that, like today, I've been thinking, what do I even do today? What can we go and even achieve? Well, something else has just happened.
I saw, and I have no idea what that is.
That alert didn't come up.
But it's different from streaming on the street.
I know, it's very hard. It's hard to keep up with it. But yeah, it's the first. I go to see my nan very often, but obviously where she's got quite bad Alzheimer's, where I didn't go for like 50 days, she didn't really remember me. But I showed her like every single picture that we took, and she knew it was cool. But yeah, not quite the same. My granddad absolutely loved it though. When I told him I met Trump, he was blown away, and he's like, "How have you gone to America and ended up meeting the president?" Because he knew how much I talked about Trump before the trip, so it was just pretty cool, pretty damn cool. So after Randy Rogers, we then went to Boston, and this was where England's next game was. And I was obsessed with the fire trucks. Look how cool this fire truck is. Right. The stream hasn't got this bad, chat, but we have moved on to fire trucks because our fire trucks did not look this cool with all this chrome, the flags on the front, the big ladder, and all the chrome on the side. And I just kept looking at all the fire trucks in Boston thinking how cool they were. And I ended up making a video going to a fire station because I thought they were that cool. We were in Boston just after the Scots. So I don't know, if anyone's from Boston in the chat, do all the statues still have cones on top? Because when we were there, every single statue had the cones on it still. And the Bostonians wouldn't let people take them off. And if they got taken off, they got put back on because they wanted to remember the Scots. And the Bostonians did not treat the English fans very well because the Scots had just left. Already, Boston is known for not being big fans of the English, with the Irish heritage, the Boston Tea Party, and then the Scots just come in. RPR was on the floor, so all the bars weren't really letting any English fans in. One even shut on the day of the game in like a protest to the English fans. But it was quite cool walking around and seeing like all the historic sites. And Boston was the place that felt like home the most because of the early English settlers. Everything felt English there. The streets, the parks, how everything was laid out, some of the architecture, you could just tell it was built by the English. It was very cool. Oh, my mum passed 14 years ago from Alzheimer's. It's a horrible illness. It is the worst, I think. Michael's is already selling Halloween decorations. I don't know where Michael's is, but so are some shops in England, and I think that's out of order.
When is Halloween? Is that October?
Halloween is 31st of October, and it's not even August. And there's Halloween decorations in the shops.
We don't really celebrate Halloween.
I'm trying to get through all the chats. It's quite a lot. A lot of kindness. Thank you very much, chat. I appreciate it. The people that were cool in Boston were the Boston Police. And they had cool bikes and they let me sit on it. And the guy on the far left here, I said, "Oh, can I sit on your bike and take a photo?" And he goes, "Yeah, you've just been on my Instagram feed." And he saw me and he was like, "In my break about an hour ago, I was scrolling my phone and you came up and now you've just come up in front of me and I sit on my bike." And I was like, wow, small world. How crazy is that? So this is when like people were starting to recognize me as I was going out and about, and it was very strange. I think he was the first person to actually recognize me and say it to my face, and it was surreal. It looks a bit like Amsterdam behind, actually. Can you see that, Lucas?
It does, yeah. It definitely does. The houses.
But it says England. It just definitely doesn't look like England.
It definitely looks like Amsterdam. Or any Dutch city, really.
I actually didn't take many photos in Boston. These are all ones that I haven't posted. I think I did post this one. But outside the football stadium, there was the military police. Judy Wallace, thank you for subscribing. There was the military police, and they had this big thing on top, which I have no idea what it was. But Twitter said it was like a drone blaster or a signal blaster, and you wouldn't want to stand in front of it. Apparently, it can just vaporize people. I don't know. There was all sorts of rumors going around, but it was obviously newer than the Hummer because you can tell by the color and the like how the Hummer looks. But pretty cool. So I got a picture in front of that. Southern hospitality is known for being a lot better than in the north. I assume you probably know that. Yes, we found that out very quickly. The hospitality in the southern states was a lot better in the north. But to be fair, the northern states I went to are more big cities. So Boston, New York, etc. Is it true that Brits cannot fly their flag in the UK? If so, why? As an American, we cannot understand. So it's been a little bit of a topic of conversation because we have multiple flags. So each country has a flag, and then the UK itself has a flag. So we have our England flag, which is the red cross on a white background. So that's the English flag, and then we have the Union Jack, which is the UK flag. And people find that the English flag is a symbol of racism for some reason. So no, yeah, we sort of got told not to hang it, but normally in the World Cup there's flags everywhere, and a lot of people just ignored it because it's the World Cup and it's got nothing to do with race. It's literally the country of the World Cup, and FIFA rolled it out before every game that England played.
Yeah,
The
we kind
game,
of have the same problem.
what's that? Oh, the Amsterdam flag.
Well, the Amsterdam or the Dutch flag, it's just seen as when you proudly put up the flag, it's seen as a far right movement or something that has to do anything with the far right, which is ridiculous because it's just the flag of your country.
Someone's just said they read that they took down over 300 drones during FIFA games. That does not surprise me. I imagine loads of people try to fly drones over the games. After Boston, so in Boston, I packed fully for Dallas. And this is what, as you saw in this picture, this is what I wore to the game. It absolutely poured, and it was a lot colder than it was in Dallas. So in the stadium, I just sat there, and the Boston Stadium did not have a roof. So I basically just sat there and got wet, and England didn't score, and it was a 0-0 game, and it was actually dubbed one of the most boring games of the whole tournament. But again, extremely fortunate to be there. It just added to the misery of the poor game that I was in shorts and t-shirt and got absolutely soaked. But still, adds to the experience, and it's another story to tell. So looking back, I couldn't give a monkeys, and I think it's quite cool. Whilst I was in between Dallas and Boston is when in between Dallas and Boston is when I got the DM to say I'm coming to the White House. And the whole time I was in Boston, I couldn't really think straight because there was the idea of the speech looming over me that I would have to give the speech at the Freedom 250 State Fair. So I was thinking, oh no, like, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? What's it going to be like? How many people are going to be watching? All these thoughts were going through my head. So I couldn't really concentrate and enjoy Boston anyway. And then, of course, after Boston, it was time to go to Washington. And that is when we got to go to the State Fair. I don't have the email to show you, but I have some pictures from the State Fair itself that I can show. So these were our seats. How nuts is that? So this was the seat that I had, literally front row. The seats on the back said White House staff only. And this was all the bulletproof glass for the president's speech. And we got to watch everyone's speech. The band was there. Yeah, this was the most surreal experience of the whole trip. This day was absolutely crazy. They told I've had a lot of people message and comment on the picture of Trump saying I should have worn a suit. Chat, I got told to wear the England top. They only said that I need to go get trousers and I have to turn up with trousers. So I quickly rushed to Macy's. I literally sprinted to Macy's and back from a hotel, which was a good 15-minute run away. So I just sprinted as fast as I could, got changed and got the trousers and got back out and sat here, and it was so hot. I was definitely still not acclimatized to the heat, and I was just nervously waiting to do the speech. And then someone came up to me. If you've watched the YouTube video, you know this already. But someone came up to me and said, "Oh no, I'm very sorry. We're not doing the speech. There's been a change of plan." That's after Trump's motorcade came, which was about 2 hours into all the speeches. So I was then so disappointed because I'm sat here right now. You can imagine me sweating bullets, revising my speech in my head, thinking of what I'm going to say, what not to say. And just before Trump came, Jocko Willink, the Navy SEAL, was speaking, and his whole speech was about not being under the king, not being under English rule. And at the end of my speech, I was going to say, "God save the king." And I just remember tapping backspace on my phone. I was like, "Don't say that, don't say that, don't say that," because he was getting such big cheers from the crowd. I'm like, well, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say, finish it with "God save the king" and "God bless America." But yeah, I quickly tapped that bit out anyway. And then when they came and said I'm not doing the speech, I was gutted because I thought that was going to be my chance to meet Trump, etc. I sort of hinted at this point to all my friends as well that I'm going to get to meet the president because they obviously wouldn't have guessed that. I said I'm going to Washington, and because they're saying, "Oh, your trip's crazy already," like all the views I was getting on the videos, they saw all of that. And then I said, "Yo, you wait till Wednesday." And they were like, "Why?" And I was like, "I'm not going to tell you," because I wasn't sure it was going to happen myself. And I was just like, wait till Wednesday. And yeah, they went. Then when I got told I'm not going to meet him, I thought, wow, I'm really gutted, but also my friends are going to be like, what did you do? But I still was sending them pictures of the speech, etc. And then someone came back to me and was like, "We've got you a photo opportunity with Donald Trump. I'm going to come and get you in 20 minutes. Just enjoy his speech." And then one thing after another, we got to do the speech. We got to take the photo, and it was crazy. It's Gillette Stadium, home of the Patriots. So I didn't know it was. I didn't click that the Boston Stadium was the Patriot Stadium because they change all the names for the World Cup. So it was only called the Boston Stadium. The one in Arlington was actually called the Dallas Stadium. And everywhere you went, it was just the city's name and then stadium. So I didn't realize until I came out and saw the Tom Brady statue that it was the Patriots Stadium. So then I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. But again, I don't really know anything about American football, but I know who Tom Brady is. How did you like the State Fair? The State Fair was some of it was pretty cool, but it was so hot. Lucas joined for the State Fair and it was hot.
It was the hottest place I have ever experienced.
Yeah. There was no air. There was no breeze, was there, at all? There was no respite.
No. And I arrived at the airport wearing joggers.
Yeah. Tell them that you nearly never pack shorts or something. Well, you nearly...
I never wear shorts until I came to America.
Yeah. Lucas wasn't going to bring shorts and it was 110-degree heat.
Yeah. So I bought them one day before I left Amsterdam because I was told I couldn't survive without them. And I'm happy I listened.
Michael Pepito, Oliver, I'm coming to England in 2 weeks. Any good places to eat and to go? It depends where you're going and if you've got a car. I assume it's maybe London. If so, I don't know many good places, but I think London is known for having the best restaurants in the world, or some of the best chefs in the world all go to London. Try out the Gordon Ramsay skyscraper thing. That looks so cool. I want to do that. There was a Netflix documentary on it. That looks really cool. And I think it's quite inexpensive for a Gordon Ramsay restaurant as well, because there's three restaurants at the top of skyscrapers in London, and one is quite inexpensive but still very good, and the view is worth it. I'm an American and I want to go to London. You should definitely visit London, but just stay in the touristy areas. Nerve-wracking giving a speech to that many people in a different country. Texas J, I was looking, so behind this photo, you can't really see it in the reflection, but there was so many cameras from all different news stations, and then it was all starting to sink in. Oh, gifted 200 joules. Thank you so much, Joan. Why is that not coming up on the other one? Let me see. It should. Oops. Oh, I know why. It is coming up. I just need to move it up. Now it'll come up. Sorry. Everyone's going to be on chat now. Thank you so much for the donation, Joan. Everyone's going to come up on screen now. Whilst we were waiting for the state fair, this blew my mind. And this was the first time I saw this. And you can tell from this, just this snippet, how low that this was. This is the B-2 bomber flying over. And it's so funny because by the 4th of July, I was completely used to these flying over because I'd seen it about 8-9 times by then. But this was the first time. That was the most American thing I have ever seen in my life. And chat, people stood up and saluted it as it went past. And it was nuts. It was so cool to see that in person. This thing doesn't even look like it should be able to fly. How cool is that? And then at the 4th of July, there was one that go over at night with the afterburners on, so you could see the flames trailing behind it. Insane. That was so cool. I want to go to Cornwall, Devon and Whitby. Fantastic. London is just where the airport is. I would 100% recommend going to Cornwall and Devon. So good. Just go to the little local shops. Any local pub near there will have the best meat. Get the beef, the lamb. You didn't really have lamb anywhere in the US, actually. But get the beef and lamb over there. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be literally fresh. It will probably be from the field next door. When you were in Boston, and posted, I invited you to come at my lake house and go boating, jet skiing in a PM on Instagram. Lando, I massively appreciate that. I really appreciate everyone that invited me anywhere. I didn't ignore anyone on purpose, but at that time, my inbox was going pretty nuts. And then, of course, after the Washington meeting Trump, it became unreadable for about a week. And I tried my best to catch up with anything. So I do apologize if I haven't got back to your message. I try still to get back to as many people as possible. But I massively appreciate the invite. This video is Trump walking out. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Entrance music and everything. So again, these were our seats, front row. Mental. Just mental. I didn't post this picture. This picture sort of, pardon the pun, but this picture got trumped by the time I actually came to post anything about the night. But I was front row, obviously in my England top. But the thing about the England top was everyone was looking at me. Everyone around me is in a suit and tie. Everyone's from the White House. And they're all looking at me and they're thinking, what is this strange guy doing in an England top? I wasn't sure if they knew it was an England top, if it was a football top. I got recognized the other side of the barrier by like the social media team who weren't in the White House seating, but they were in the social media team. And funny enough, just before this happened, the White House posted a video of me on their own Instagram. And they said, they've bumped into me and they're like, oh, that's so weird. I've spent all day editing a video of you. And it was the person who posted the video from the White House account of me bumped into me. And everyone around me is looking at me thinking, and I was thinking that they were thinking, why is this guy in an England top? And it turned out they recognized me and they just wanted a photo. And I got asked for a photo by someone who works at the White House. And the people that were next to me literally came in Trump's motorcade. So they were obviously very important people. Again, very, very cool. And then obviously this he goes here. You can obviously hear this, but he's like, we got to get it to him. And he was so worried about making sure that I get the photos. I gave my phone to someone else there and I was like, please, can you record this? And they recorded it all for me. But Trump was just so concerned about making sure that I get the photos. But after we met, I'm walking back to my hotel and I'm staying in literally the cheapest hotel in the whole of Washington. And I have the coin in my pocket and my phone starts ringing. And it was the person who invited me to the White House. I'm like, oh no, what do they want? It's kind of concerning. They phoned me and they said, the president has requested that you send over the photos from your phone. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, the president would like the photos and videos from your phone of you meeting him. So I sent them. And then I said, oh, can I get the photos from the White House photographer? And then they're like, this went on and I didn't get them. So I just messaged again like next week and then didn't get a reply. And then the next week after that, I said, oh, like, can I get them? And she says, the president prefers the photos that are on your phone. And I was like, okay, I'm really pleased to hear that. Can I get the photos that you sent? And she just politely says again, the president prefers the photos on your phone. And I said, oh, does that mean I'm not going to get them? And they're like, yeah, pretty much. So fair enough. I guess he's the president. He gets to decide who sees what. But I wanted the professional one for like a profile picture. Again, cool little side story. But it's pretty cool knowing the president has that photo of me and him on his phone. Oh, chill, bro. I've got earbuds and sensitive hearing. Are the videos loud? Oh, no. I'm sorry if they're really loud. I'll turn them down. Home Goods already have Halloween in their window. It's awful. Halloween is the second to Christmas in revenue. Don't support it. Go eat at your favorite places or pay it forward. Send dollar to Oliver and friend. I can't believe Halloween has stuff. I did not realize that Halloween is, well, Halloween's also much bigger in America than England. But even in England, there's like pumpkins and stuff. Tweet at Dan Scavino. He'll get you the pics you want. Chat, there is not much hope. But interesting side story that the photographer who took photos also asked for a selfie of me, took a selfie, and I did not realize, but he was the same photographer that took the photo of, oh no. Let me find this. I want to get this right. So when someone whispered in Bush's ear about 9/11, he took that famous photo of someone whispering in his ear. I thought that was pretty cool. So imagine the points in history that photographer is actually photographed. After this, After meeting the president, everything went pretty crazy. So at this point, I had a big GMC Sierra truck, and I had to go to a Fox News interview in New York. So I thought in my head, it's going to be very easy to take this truck to New York. Little did I know, taking a big pickup truck through Manhattan is a terrible idea. But Fox were very nice and booked a nice hotel for me, literally a stone's throw away from Times Square. I think it was actually the best place I stayed during the whole trip. And I'm in the car, it's raining, and I see this smoke ahead of me and this fire truck go in. And I'm thinking, right, that's it. I'm going to be on this one-way road forever. I think there's a fire at the end. And I did not even clock that these huge billboards at the top. I think, right, that fire truck has to get through this one-way traffic. No, chat. It wasn't that at all. This is literally Times Square. And I took the big pickup truck through the center of Times Square. And all that fire was this thing. So I thought it was a fire, but it's not. It was the exhaust from, I don't know what it is actually. The famous like smoke from the New York streets. I did not realize it was going to be that ferocious. And I ended up driving the truck right through Times Square. I looked out my window and I was in Times Square in this big pickup truck. Mental. Lunatic, actually. And I don't know if I posted this. I must have posted this one. I must have posted this. Oh, that is not working the way I want it to. Anyway, it was a photo of me in Times Square. I don't know where it's gone. Is this it? Here we go. Photo right in Times Square. Again, raining, as it was in Boston. But again, at this point, it was quite nice for it to be raining and get out of the heat. Then I did the Fox thing. Whoa! Seashells 22, $50. Thank you so much. This is for your next journey, no matter where you go. Seashells, thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you. $50. Thank you so much. Right, let me try it and remember that. Right, this is the Fox News. So they wouldn't let me in. I was running late. I had to be there super early in the morning. I think it was like 5 something a.m. to go on at 6 something or 7, maybe. But I was running late and they were running late and no one was in the lobby. And there was these glass things no one told me how to get into. They just said to come to the lobby. And no one came in. And just round this corner, for some reason, this was at the bottom of a big skyscraper, as everywhere else is in New York. I thought we were going to go up these elevators and there's going to be a huge studio. No, we go through what looks like the back room double doors, and that then became this. So this is the Fox Studio green room, but they said everything's under renovation. This is a very quick video because it felt very awkward. But these people, this was the sound guy. This guy here was a sound guy, and he just gave me evils as soon as I walked in. But then I got chatting to him, and he was a great person. This was like a military guy, a huge guy. This bloke was massive, chat. His arms were probably the size of my legs. This bloke was huge. I didn't see what he was on for. And then there was 2 policemen who had a really cool story just before me. And the policeman saved his life when he was 13, and now he's grown up and become a policeman himself, and the guy that saved him is his boss. I thought that was sick. But this is the green room, whilst the real green room was under renovation. So again, took a really quick video because I didn't think I was allowed to record. But I made a complete mess over here. There was an ice machine. The coffee came out boiling hot. So I thought I'm going to put some ice in the coffee so it's not so hot and I can have a coffee before going on. Splashed everywhere, literally made a mess. You can see some of the ice from, I can't zoom in, but there's ice in there from like what I made. And there was ice all over the floor thanks to me. So I made a mess within like 5 minutes of being there. Good job. Then, after I was mic'd up and sounded up, I walked into one of the most daunting places I have ever been. No prompt. They do not tell you what they're going to ask you. Obviously, we don't get Fox News in the UK, so I've never watched Fox News. I had no idea what to expect. I knew it was big because I've obviously heard of Fox. But then they walk me onto here. All the sound guys, so many cameras, so many lights, and they just sit me down on the sofa. Just, okay, we're going live in 5, 4, 3. And I'm like, you what? And then they just, boom, we're on, we're live. That's all I got. This is me walking on. So this, I don't know what you call this person, but she was the one that basically babysat me whilst I was there and making sure that I didn't go anywhere and I was in the right place at all times. But then we walked on. I wish I had longer videos, but there were all these cameras, all these huge screens. And then they sat me here. And it was really interesting to hear them whilst the B-rolls were on and whilst the footage were on about the conversations that they have whilst that occurs. And they're all just talking about like what they're going to say next, who's coming next. And everything is so fast. They have like 15 seconds or the ad breaks and they go through everything so quick and then they're back live again. So cool. But they just sit you down and start grilling me with questions. Not the easiest thing in the world, chat. Not the easiest thing in the world. So Yvonne, they did offer me hair and makeup, but I said no. I couldn't bring myself to get makeup done. And I thought my hair looked all right. My hair still wasn't overgrown. I need to get my hair cut. My mum was going to cut it, but I said we'll go see my nan instead. After that, I had about 8 hours left in New York before I had to drive down to Atlanta to go to England's game against DR Congo. So whilst we were here, England played Panama. And that game was actually in New York, in New Jersey, which was like the New York Stadium where the final was played. But the ticket was $2,500 by that point. And the game was a nothing game for England. So we qualified whether we won, lost, or draw that game. It was against Panama, who are not the best teams. It wasn't going to be a great game. And I thought, well, we're already qualified, so I'm going to save my money. I'll save the money and go to a knockout game, which was in Atlanta. So I went up the Empire State Building instead, watched the game from a bar in New York. So I was still with loads of England fans that also didn't have a ticket that were in New York, but having a great time. And then I left and went to, got the truck and went down to Atlanta to watch the game against DR Congo, which came next. But I had 8 hours and I thought the best thing I could do is go up the Empire State Building and see everything. So very happy and did that. Stage makeup is so important so you don't get washed out by the lights. Yes, I did not realize any of this before I went on. But yeah, they did say I can get hair and makeup. Miss the USA yet? Massively. I have no idea what to do with myself. Lucas, I don't know about you, but I have no idea what to do with myself. Everything just seems super
No.
boring.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. I miss air conditioning for one.
Oh my
That's probably the
goodness.
biggest thing. And you're right, everything seems incredibly boring.
What is 33 degree? 33. Well, no, it wasn't even 33 actually.
Like 90 something.
33 degrees Celsius Fahrenheit. It was 86, chat, when I got home. 86, which sounded so much cooler than what we were. It was like 90 something when we left Miami, high 90s. When I tell you I would much rather be in the Miami heat than the English heat, I'm not joking. I came into my house and it was also 86 in my house. It was 86 at night. It was 86 when I woke up. It was boiling hot everywhere. There is no escape. I went to a coffee shop. No aircon. The aircon was working in a Starbucks, which will blow American minds. The Starbucks did not have aircon, so it's also hot in the Starbucks. It's someone needs to come here and just convince.
I'm just gonna do you like one up you. I went
What?
to the gym today,
Oh no!
and guess what? No airco in the gym,
Really?
and it was about. Well, it's not. There is airco. We call it airco, but it's nothing compared to
No.
like American AC.
Every building we went in America, it was like walking into an icebox. We walked. Do you remember when we were at the Bass Pro Shop in Alabama and we walked past the door, and we were
Yep.
about 15 feet from the door, and we could feel the cold breeze come out the building.
It is such a good feeling.
Oh, someone said we
It
should
is
do Route
amazing.
66. That would
Oh
be
yes,
so
please.
good.
That would have to be in a Mustang. That has to be in a Mustang.
I wish I could see the Fox segment. I can find that. I can get that. If you've got Twitter, I can send you. I think I can put it in the chat. Let's see if this works. I've never sent a message in the chat. There we go. That's a Twitter link. I promise it's safe. There's a Fox and Friends link to the chat. I'd love to go to a college football game. A college football game would be so good. According to
Everyone's
British
just talking
Twitter, the
about it so
government thinks
much.
about air conditioners contribute to global warming. Well, I've been looking into air conditioners. To run them in the UK is so much more expensive because our electricity costs are so much more.
That's
So,
funny you say that.
so just to
I
have
was
it
thinking about
running.
it today.
Did you look at the same?
Yeah, I looked at it and I came to the same conclusion. The electricity bill is going to be so much
Yeah.
that we just have to deal with the heat.
Even like one of the window ones, it has the worst energy rating that we can give.
Yeah.
Let me just where in America can you see yourself living? Honestly, it's a toss up between two. But I think I should do a YouTube video ranking the different places that we went. Because I went to like 12 different states. But there was a toss up between two. Speaking of which, this is Atlanta. And this was the England game against DR Congo. And walking in here, the aircon hits you like a brick wall. Because in Atlanta, it was extremely hot again. And you could walk in here and the whole stadium is air conditioned. Even going out onto the pitch, even as soon as you walk in the concourse, everything is air conditioned and a comfortable temperature. Incredible. It has a roof that opens and closes. I know the Dallas Stadium had the same, but the Atlanta Stadium was insane. And it was in the center of the city, which I liked. The Dallas one was a bit far out in Arlington, but the Atlanta one, unbelievably cool. And this is also where England played Argentina. But this, walking in here, I felt so incredibly lucky because I was at an England World Cup knockout game that if you lose, you go home. So that's what was on the line. And we were playing DR Congo and they were doing quite well at the time. And I was at an England knockout game. So cool. That was cool. And when England went 1-0 down, we started losing and we scored 2 goals in the last 5 minutes to win the game. Brilliant. I think that and the first game were probably the favourite games I went to. Really cool. What's this photo? I'm not sure. I've uploaded this one. But, this is the State Fair. So after that game, we went to the State Fair. And this is where Lucas joined me. A lot of people on Fox have law degrees. FYI, Charlie Kirk was interviews on Fox Morning Show and was a commentator on. I sat in the same seat Charlie Kirk was in on the sofa. You're both moving to Florida. Floridians have already decided.
Well,
check out some sustainable living.
I wouldn't
YouTube
complain.
channels. Who will be the first to officially move to the US, Oliver or Lucas? I reckon
it would be
the same time.
at the exact same time.
We'll be on the same flight.
We'd be on the same flight. Yeah.
We'll be on the same flight. What state looked most like a movie? New York looked most like a movie. Or Miami, actually. Do you remember that last night we were walking down Miami? It was like being in a film.
Of course I remember. I've been dreaming about it since I got back.
Yeah. Miami was like a film, but New York, walking down the streets, I felt like I'd been there before because it's in so many films. But Lucas, can you see the photo? Maybe I'll share my screen
Yes, I
for
can.
you so you can see it before the stream. And then we can... I'm going to share
Okay.
it on Discord to you. Oh, I can't at the same time.
That's fine. I'll just.
Alright,
I've got the
alright,
stream in
alright,
front of me.
alright. Do you remember the heat in this queue?
Yes. Yes, I remember. Oh, I know exactly where this is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All,
Again, I didn't expect Washington, D.C. to be the hottest place I've ever been. But it was the hottest place I ever experienced.
Hang on. Beverly's just put in the chat, England was 6 minutes away. Yes, we were. Yes, we were. We were so close to the World Cup final.
Small. Yeah.
I just want to express that the World Cup final would have been on my birthday in New York. It would have been the best experience ever, but it wasn't to be. With this photo, this was the State Fair on the 4th of July, hence everyone dressed. Look at this guy. Why can't I zoom? What's going on? Look at this guy. But all we wanted to do, the goal was to get on the wheel. And because of the heat, we were in the queue. They opened it late. So then we were waiting. Loads of people had these umbrellas. Everyone was prepared for the heat apart from us. Lucas had no sun cream. He almost wore trousers. And we are in this queue with the sole goal of going on the Ferris wheel, which we managed. Come on. So we got on the Ferris wheel, but in the background, you can see the queue to get in the State Fair. So if you're not familiar, this was the State Fair in Washington that the government put on, and each of the states had a booth. But this one in the background was Florida, and everyone wanted to go to Florida because they were giving out soft toys for kids. There was a putting green in there. There was alligator something in there. But we didn't have time for that. We just really wanted to go on the Ferris wheel. And then as soon as we get to the bottom, they kick everyone out because it was just so hot and people were like fainting in lines. It wasn't safe for old people or young kids. And then the queue for like drinks and water. They were handing out free drinks and water anyway, but people weren't taking that and they'd wanted like sodas. So they went to the drink stands and the queue just got way too long, which was a massive shame. But I did get to look around it when I went to the grand opening. And so I did get to go in a lot of the booths. I just didn't make I didn't make any content. And then, boom. Look at the sweat on my head. I decided to wear this big, heavy knitted t-shirt in the queue to get into the 4th of July thing. Lucas, do you remember this?
The line. Yes.
The line?
Yes,
so
I
this
remember.
was just, look, on everyone's neck, chat. Look, I can zoom now. On everyone's neck, you can see this is just the line for people with these badges. So we thought, oh, well, we'll be fine. We'll get straight in. It's not going to be a problem at all. No, it was a massive problem. It took ages to get in. They, again, delayed the entrance to this because of the heat. Again, people were fainting in the line. And then as soon as we get in, it stormed. No joke. It was gale force winds. The tents inside the event were blowing off the hooks, and it got deemed unsafe and people had to evacuate. So that sucked. And then, as I showed earlier in the stream, we left when we got evacuated, and then they opened that entrance to everyone. So now you can see people don't have those badges on, and they've opened this small, tiny entrance to everyone who then tried to get in. So unfortunately, we didn't get back in, but I have the passes. And again, it's another story to tell. But we got to see the fireworks from the street, and these fireworks literally went on for 40 minutes. They were a mile long. And it was like a war zone, wasn't it, Lucas?
It was crazy. I thought it was going to be like, oh, nice fireworks, but it was absolutely crazy. This picture you show now is miles away from where it was.
Miles. I think this building in front is the gates to the White House, and it's all the way behind that. This was when we were waiting for the Uber. So me and Lucas got an Uber, and so we could see it from a better place. But it was just cool. It was just cool that we were there for it. But all the sounds from the fireworks, a mile long of fireworks, were bouncing off these big buildings, and it just felt like a war zone. The floor was literally shaking.
Yeah.
America knows how to celebrate. They do. And then was a very cool part of my trip is when I got to tour the West Wing of the White House. So this is before the tour started. This was only me. Unfortunately, Lucas wasn't able to attend this, but I got invited by the White House to go in. And this is a photo taken from a room opposite the White House to the left. I forgot what it's called. I feel really bad. But this is like the side of the White House. You can see all the cool stuff on the roof and all the work that's being done. The cranes here are from the ballroom being made. These flagpoles were installed. And yeah, I got to go in the White House and see all sorts of cool things. And I'm just checking. I have all the photos. I don't. But I got to go in. I wasn't allowed to take photos inside. So they said we can't take photos inside. I wasn't allowed my phone, but the lady who showed me around was allowed her phone. So I was able to take the photos that I uploaded to my Instagram and Twitter of me outside the White House. I was allowed photos in the press room, which is this room down here, is the press room. I got to go in there, get a photo at the stand where they give the press conferences. But the one thing I realise now, that I could have had a photo with, and I would never get this opportunity again, was the Presidential Walk of Fame. That would have been so good. I just didn't even cross my mind that I was allowed a photo there because it was technically outside. But also, I feel like if I could have, my tour guide would have suggested it, because she did say like, "Oh, we can get a photo here, here, and here." But she also did say it was the first tour she's ever given to a member of the public. So I don't know, but I would have loved a photo at the Presidential Walk of Fame because it was very funny. And I know you all know what I'm talking about. The Walk of Fame Trump's put up, and he's got the photo of like all the presidents and a little paragraph under them. It was just funny to read. The one about Biden is hilarious, and it doesn't even have Biden's picture. It's just a picture of an auto pen signature signer. And then even as far as Bill Clinton, he actually puts quite nice words about Bill Clinton, like neutral words. And then at the end, it's just tagged on. His wife Hillary lost to President Trump in the 2016 election. And it's just, I don't know. It's such a British sense of humor to even put it up. It really tickled me. It was funny. It don't matter what your opinions are. It's funny. These are what I got given. So none of these Hershey's things made it, unfortunately. They got destroyed at the bottom of my bag. Well, I can show you them. So unfortunately, these got crushed. So I have one pack of these that are okay. I have one pack that's completely fine, and they made it. So it's got the President of the United States and then Donald Trump's signature, and then an M&M logo with milk chocolate on the back. I purposely didn't eat these as well. I tried my best to keep these okay, but these got crushed and water damaged. These got water damaged because the big Buc-ee's cup that I bought leaked. And I mean, the Hershey's things just didn't survive, chat. So that's a real shame. It is a shame, but luckily, it's not the coolest memorabilia I had. It's cool, very nice to have, and I'm still going to keep it and try and display it somehow. But very hard to travel with cardboard, delicate cardboard in a bag for 6 weeks. Not easy. You two young men have gotten to see the real America and meet real Americans. We are welcoming and generous people. That is absolutely correct. Absolutely couldn't agree more. The most welcoming people I've ever met. I mean, it's chocolate. You can still eat it, crushed or not. Well, yeah, but I wasn't going to eat it. I was going to leave it in there forever, so it looked like this. This was my goal. But, yeah, I'll probably end up eating the chocolate. I'm not going to lie. I'll probably flatten out the case and just put the case in like a frame somewhere. I still have my certs mints from H.W. Bush. Oh, that's really cool. From the H.W. Bush White House. They told me about the mints. I didn't get mints, but I did get a t-shirt. Lucas, entertain the stream whilst I go and get the t-shirt.
Entertain the stream, he says. You're the streamer, not me. I'll read the chat, which is all about you. It is strange because I can hear Oliver before he says anything on the stream. So I just seen him leave the stream, go off, and left me here alone. He definitely did farm. Oh, frame the Trump pig. I thought you said farmed. He did both. And whoever said that about American hospitality is absolutely true. Like,
I'm back.
Being back home, I realize no one is gonna say hello on the street. No one is gonna ask if you need anything. It's not the same.
So
Are you
this
back?
is the t-shirt I got. It's from the White House gym. It has the White House logo on, and it's a Nike Dry Fit T-shirt. Again, I wore it for a 30-second TikTok, and this is also going in a frame because I don't want to ruin it. But it's quite cool. It's from the White House Athletic Center gym. So that is going to get put safe somewhere because that's very cool. Everyone's asking about you now. You're funny, Lucas.
You've been away.
Great to hear you, Lucas.
Hey.
Lucas, I'm going to be in the Netherlands next year. Want to hang out?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to buy the food because you'll go bankrupt. It's very expensive. What time is it for me? For me, it is 11:30, so almost midnight.
Wow, you said the time right.
Yeah, because I said past. No. This is a discussion we've been having. What you say makes sense if you say past, but for some reason you skip the past. I don't know why. It's a very important word.
But I'm going to give a quick brief overview to this. In England, if it's 10:30 something, we just say it's 10:30. So for me, it's 10:30. But Lucas's 10:30 means it's 9:30 because it's 2:10, not 10:30.
Yeah.
That's it. And he's wrong and I'm right.
Well, you would be right if you say past 10, because that's what it is.
You have no idea
We've been
how
having
many
this
times
discussion so
we've
many
had this
times.
conversation. We were together for 5 weeks, and I reckon we've had this conversation about 12 times.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm 1 hour ahead of England, so it's not that much difference for us. But getting used to the time here compared to leaving Miami, what is it, 2 days ago? It takes some getting used to.
Yeah. I still have my tickets from the presidential inauguration parties from the early 2000s. That's very cool. Did your cowboy hat make it back uncrushed? Yeah, it did.
My cowboy hat. Or your cowboy hat. Mine did too.
Mine did. I wore mine. Mine felt completely fine to wear through any American airport and anywhere I went in America. But then as soon as I landed in England, I just got the strangest looks walking through the airport. No, obviously no one wears cowboy hats in England. But
Yeah,
I'm very happy
I
with
can't
it.
wear
I'm
it
very
here
happy
now.
with my branding I got. W hat. Ollie, come see the Texas Longhorns if you want to see a winning team. All the other university teams are nothing but tossers and wankers. Where are the Texas Longhorns? The HV96 just subscribed. Thank you very much. I'm gonna get custom little notifications that come up when people subscribe and donate because that would look cool. You said you wanted to come back to the States to see the West Coast. Californian here, we will welcome you with open arms. What a good idea. I would love to go. We said San Diego would be cool. I still think going to like Nevada or somewhere. Not to Vegas, but I'm pretty sure the Grand Canyon touches Nevada. The proper way to set your cowboy hat is upside down. Well, Chopper.
I learned that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get somewhere to actually put it. So I was thinking of putting like a nail in the wall. Oh, whoa. Azure Phoenix gifted Laughing Disco 250 joules.
Gifted Laughing Disco? What?
Chat. I've got to admit.
What are these things?
Yeah, what are these things? How are you doing this? I have no idea how you're even doing these things. This did not happen the whole time we were in doing the IRL streams. Lucas, this did not happen when we were doing the IRL streams, did we?
No.
Pretty cool.
Not.
But thank you for the gifts, because I do know
if it did happen, we were not able to see it.
Joan gifted football times 150 joules. What are these things? That's so cool though. And it
Football?
actually puts a image on there as well. They boost your video in the algorithm. Oh, that's really cool. Thank you very much, everyone. I liked the football one. Obviously, that would be my favorite. Longhorns are in Austin, right up the road from New Braunfels. Oh, Laura, you're a genius. Look at this. We went to New Braunfels. So
And it was the best place.
So
One of the
New
best.
Braunfels, I worked for a video game company a year ago, and I was obviously based in the UK. Paige Copeland gifted loot box times 1,000 joules.
What even is that? What?
Thank you so
I
much.
don't know what it is.
Loot box sounds cool though. Thank you for the 1,000 joules. But yeah, I worked for a video game company. I got on very well with someone called Scotty, and he often came to Europe for conferences. And the only times I've been to America was with conferences for that company, and then a company I worked with very shortly after in San Francisco. Where it's gaming, there's a big gaming convention in San Francisco for developers, and I went to San Francisco. James Woods gifted gold coin times 10 joules. Thank you, James Wood. What are these things? But yeah, that's the only time I went to America before. And I always said it wasn't proper America. So this trip, I actually got to experience the real America, and especially places like New Braunfels, so like small towns. So Scotty saw everything blow up. And the day I met Trump, I sent him a joke message and with the photo of me and Trump, and I just sent it to Scotty. And I just said, oh, I met this guy. And he didn't reply. He didn't reply at all. And he knows me as a bit of a joker. And he just thought it wasn't real or it was AI or something until he saw it on Fox News the couple of days later. And he was like, oh, I just thought you were joking. Like, he didn't want to entertain it. He was like, come down to New Braunfels. I'll show you around. So that's exactly what we did. And they showed us around, him and his wife. Took us shooting where I pointed the gun at Lucas.
Yep, that was me.
We went to a really nice dinner in an old post office. We floated down the river in the rings. You don't call them rings. The tubes.
Tubes.
And what else did we do? We did lots. We watched the football at Scotty's house. So this was actually at my friend Scotty's house. Veritas gifted GOAT trophy times 1,000 joules. Thank you so much, Veritas. The GOAT trophy. I love chat. I promise I don't know what these are. I've not set them up. I'm very grateful because I don't know what this is costing you all, but thank you so much. But I'm finding it very fascinating that it's managing to put the right icon on the screen because I've not set that up. So we watched the England-Norway game at Scotty's house. And then straight after that game, we went to a rodeo, which was, that's the last thing we did. Right. Chat, I know most of you are Americans and you know this more than me, but the best thing at the rodeo, Joan, thank you so much for the 150 football joules. I like the football one, actually. That looks good. And it's blue and white, my team's colours. At the rodeo, they put children on sheep, and I thought that these were trained kids or kids that were training to be cowboys. But no, you can just pay $30 and you can stick your kid in a helmet and let them loose on a sheep. It was the greatest form of entertainment I've ever watched. So we did this straight from the England game. So again, I'm in my England top. Oh, Lucas, how good was the rodeo?
It was crazy to see that people put their like 3-year-old on a sheep. It was very fun.
And what about when they said all the kids can come in and all the kids climbed over the fence and they had to chase the cow to get the tag off its tail or something?
I
Honestly,
was so surprised. There were 2-year-olds in there,
every
or at least they looked like 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds, and they were just chasing the cow as if it
hilarious.
was the most normal thing in the world.
That is honestly, whoever has come up with the kids sections of the rodeo, whoever imagined the whole rodeo actually, to get on a ball and try and stay on it as long as possible. The whole thing is just 10 out of 10. Whoever came up with that is an absolute genius. And I'm so glad we went to like a small town rodeo like this in the middle of nowhere, because there was no, like, we were the only foreigners there, I reckon. We were the only ones not from the US in that whole place. So good. Someone said, "Is Larry your creation?" Michael, how have you found out about Larry? But yes. Actually, Larry's not even that old. Larry's like 2 months old.
2
Larry's
months.
an AI chatbot I went viral for on Twitter, if you don't know. And you hurt yourself on the mechanical ball. Rest in peace. I did. I've obviously told this story before. I hurt my knees on the mechanical ball. It had like a cowhide saddle and it burned the inside of my knees really badly. It didn't look bad, but it just like, it had that burning sensation for about 3 days. Not fun. Did you go through the maze at the stockyards in Fort Worth? Did you just see those photos? I need to get better at this. Where was I? Did I do the maze at the Fort Worth? No, I didn't. These kids grow up with cows, sheep, and dogs, so it's a very normal thing. That's what I thought. So I thought that these were kids that were trained to, or like training to become the proper rodeo cowboys who stand on the ball. But really, you just pay for your child to get dragged by a sheep. I got a tooth kicked out, so glad it was just a little rug burn. Could be worse. Oh, I didn't go on an actual ball. It couldn't kick. I was on a mechanical one. I did want to go on a real one, but they wouldn't let me. The children love the opportunity to ride a sheep. I would love the opportunity to ride a sheep. If I was a kid, I would be begging my mum and dad to do that. That's so crazy, isn't it, though? These kids were just chilling. They weren't phased at all. We're nearly at the end. And then, so after Fort Worth, after New Braunfels, we went to Nashville. And me and Lucas went to Nashville, and was that our first stream?
In Nashville?
On Tootsie's Bar? I think it was.
Was that the first one?
No, it was walking around New Braunfels. Do you remember? We walked for miles to find the liquor store on a Sunday, and it was shut.
Oh, we did. Yeah.
And then we went for live on the Nashville Strip, and then the road trip started.
Yeah, the first live stream was finding out no liquor store is open on a Sunday in Texas.
And from there, everything was from vlogged and live streamed. So now we are all fully caught up. I streamed tubing. Oh, I did. We did stream the tubing. We did. Where's this tubing stream? I don't see it on YouTube, but we did stream the tubing. That was really good, actually. Someone asked earlier, what was the least favorite place? I think me and you can both safely answer. where that was.
Yeah, but do we want to?
Shall we make that video together? I think I might
We might have to make a
record the
video.
first bit and then jump you in afterwards, because I think we both know the best and the worst place.
Yeah, even though you have seen more states, but I think we agree on the best and the worst.
Yeah, I think we definitely do. They probably
Hope people don't
practice
get
on the
mad.
farm at home. They probably do. So the mutton, it's called mutton busting. They probably do practice on the farm at home. So enjoy viewing your time here in the US. There is so much more that I wanted to get through and show you. I don't think a lot of it came through, which is super annoying. I airdropped all of these to myself. But I wanted to show you all some cool artifacts and things. Let me just quickly send them over. So this was during the tour of the White House. This is an original US flag with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 states on. Right, brilliant. Ollie, share the screen. With 12 states on. How cool is that? That is original. That is in one of the buildings. That is opposite the White House. Again, I couldn't take any photos inside, which really sad. I sent myself way more photos than what came through. That's so annoying. Let me just go through. Oh, this is good. This is a good one. Right. This is a video, so it might be loud. Warning. This is me. As I said, I sprinted from Macy's to the hotel.
I didn't realise the time. I got to Macy's and just ran all the way back to my hotel because I'm going to... And then straight back out my hotel because I'm going to be late.
I
got enough time to skip.
I was running late and I had to run all the way back from Macy's. I was blowing out my ass. It was so hot and I was so worn out, and I just had to quickly jump in the shower and get changed and go. This is... I've sent all these. This is so annoying. This was me at Boston, the Boston Stadium. And I bought one of these plastic Macs because it was just pouring with rain. And as I said, I was in shorts and t-shirt, and I was just behind the bit with cover. I was just in front of it, so there was no cover, but the 3 rows behind me there was. Whoa, Gary, thank you so much for the $9.99 donation. Can't wait until you start sending me more from your home. We will be doing 13 colony. Oh wait, I've got something wrong. It's 13, not 12. Oh no. Right, Gary, thank you so much for the donation. We will definitely be doing more from home. One of my plans is to walk around my entire city, because Portsmouth is an island where I live, and I'm just going to do an entire walking lap. It takes about 6 hours. I'm just going to vlog the whole thing, because all the way around there is different points to see and interesting things. So I'm going to do that. It was 13 colonies. Okay, why weren't they states then? Oh, chat, I got that wrong. I got that wrong. I tried my best. This is what I mean. I need to brush up on all this stuff. So I can do my test for my citizenship. The number of lives that were lost to make sure the flag never fell will truly never be forgotten. Oh, they weren't states yet. I didn't know. Oh, that's pre-revolution. That's cool. Because we were British citizens at the time. That is cool. I actually didn't know. I wanted to show you more photos. This might be easier just to show like that, but look at some of the scenery when we were driving. This was me in the truck. Absolutely incredible. I loved the road trips, especially the bits where Lucas drove, because it was a lot safer.
Yes, it was.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I also really liked the wharf at Washington. If any of you go to Washington, I highly recommend going to the Washington Wharf. It's very cool. It's like a marina, and it felt like being in Spain. I liked the wharf. Did we go to the wharf when we went to the 4th? Or because I think, yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
We ate at that.
The
we were
Irish
at the
pub
the Irish
thing.
pub for the England-Mexico game. Oh, I've got so much footage of the shooting. Chat, how cool is this? We shot Desert Eagles. We shot big Desert Eagle. It was so good. I would love to go shooting again. I was Googling, like, I wanted to go shooting again. And I Googled what we can shoot here, and it's literally nothing. The only thing I could do is go clay pigeon shooting and shoot a shotgun. Lucas needs to study up too. Yeah, I need to study up.
Oh, I need some hours and hours of studying. I'm very far behind on my US history.
They will also ask you what are the tree branches of the federal government: executive, judiciary, and legislative. Oh, I do really have to brush up.
Yeah.
How did you feel when they sang our national anthem? It was every time the American national anthem was sung, it was really cool that everyone took their hat off. That's one thing I noticed, and usually put it on their chest. Very cool. I did it when we were at the rodeo. I had my hat on, and I did the same. But unfortunately, I couldn't sing along because I just didn't know the words. But it was very cool to be able to do it. Leave it to a British person to miscount how many stripes the US flag has. True. The bombardment from the British fleets lasted for 25 hours. The best kind of Desert Eagle gun is used by Albert Wesker in Resident Evil 1 game. The first time I shot a gun was in I got this out. This was the first time I shot a gun, and it was in Dallas. And I'm not joking. I shot 2 pistols and 1 rifle, and it was about the same price as it cost to shoot the pistol, the rifle, and the machine gun in Texas. But I had to do a whole lesson on how to load a gun. We should actually tell the story of the shooting. When I was in Dallas, I had to do a whole lesson on how to shoot the gun before I was allowed out with the gun. So how to load it, how to unload it, how to clear the chamber, etc. And I shot a revolver, a Glock, and a pistol. And I did the lesson, and my first shot, unfortunately you can't see it, but it went dead center. It hit the cross. It hit the cross that was there. And the guy who did the lesson was pretty stunned. And he goes, wow, okay, you're good to go, and just leaves me. So in Dallas, there was like a safety thing. I had to go through the gun rules, the range rules, etc. Lucas, what was it like when we went to shoot the gun in New Braunfels, Texas?
They said have fun
Yeah.
and handed us the guns.
They said, "What guns do you want?" And we picked the guns, and they gave us the guns, the ammo, and they said, "Okay, you're on this bay."
Yeah. Good
And-
luck. Have fun.
And our question was,
Maybe.
how do we load them? What
To be fair,
do we do?
after loading them once, it was pretty easy. Like I thought it was going to be complicated. Like I wouldn't know what to do when they called ceasefire, but everything was good.
Until I
Except
pointed the gun
when
at
you
you.
forgot not to point a machine gun at your friend.
Yeah.
You must have missed that part of the instruction.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've not really got a comment for that. Actually, I nearly killed you. It's as simple as
With a
that.
machine gun. With a machine gun. I mean, it's better than you killing me while driving.
I nearly killed you
I think-
many times. You're lucky to be back home, far away from me.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt more safe when I left. Not because of leaving America, but because leaving you.
I want to try and get a picture on my Twitter up. Oh, there's a message. Joey gifted football 150 joules. Thank you so much for the joules. I will find out what those joules mean. It doesn't mean I'm not grateful, but I just don't know what they mean. Right, chat. This is from my Twitter. And why have I done that? Okay. Let me show you. This is from my Twitter. This is the gun I pointed at Lucas. And this is our target. We shot 120 shots. Oh, super chat. Seth has donated $5. You did a great job, just like me. I got a bullseye when I first shot a compound bow and arrow set. What? Seth, that's such a good idea. I can actually do bow and arrow in the UK, but I don't think I can do compound. But that's really cool. I've never hit bullseye doing bow and arrow. I've always struggled with it. But what I was going to say is we had 120 bullets and we got this amount on the target when we shot the machine gun. The rest
I think
ended
that's
up
about 120.
in the ditch. It definitely wasn't.
But it was one of the most fun things I've ever done.
I know. I'd love to go and shoot guns again. I feel like when we
Yeah.
go somewhere, if we did end up in somewhere like Vegas, we have to go and blow something up. I think that's
Yeah,
the only
I
thing
think
that
we
can
have to
make it
shoot the
better.
tank next time.
Yeah. Okay. So when we were in Texas, there was a place we could have gone to shoot a tank, but it was extortionately expensive. For the price we managed to shoot the machine guns, we would have had to pay 4 times more to shoot the tank. So we made the right choice. But I do think next time, I want to find that tannerite that they were talking about and shoot the tannerite.
Yeah, that did sound like fun.
I'd love to go compound bow. You're welcome to teach me to hunt with a compound bow. Right. I think that's where the Americanness stops. I don't think I could go hunting. But I would like
I
to
can
shoot
go.
a compound bow. Lucas would go.
I say that now. But yeah, I think I would like to go. Because it's not maybe I'm wrong, but if you hunt, you eat what you kill, basically, or you eat what you hunt. So it's not like it's for fun
That
or
is true.
a waste.
That is
If
true.
it would be a waste, it would be different. But if you eat it, or even if you share what you hunt, give it to other people, give
That
it to
is true.
charity, like
It
I don't
depends
know,
what
we
as
got
well.
like a food bank here. I don't know if it's the same for you.
It depends
but-
what, but if we should, I don't know. I feel easier getting like an alligator than I would be to
I
shoot.
thought you were going to say like a big elephant.
No, it'd be easier to hunt like an alligator than it would be to shoot Bambi.
No, definitely not.
To be fair, when people used to describe hunting deer to me, I used to think, okay, that's very hard, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have to go out, spend ages to find a deer. It's going to be very hard to find a deer, and it'll take weeks. And then we got to Scotty's house, and there's deer in the garden. Everywhere we went, every street that we went, there was just deer in the garden. I didn't think you could just do it from your front window. So Scotty would drive us around, and we would just see. I have about 20 photos of different deer in different people's neighborhoods. I didn't think it would be that easy. Which state had the best accent? I would say the southern ones. Probably Texas.
Do you think Texas? Not
I quite liked
Tennessee, maybe.
Tennessee. I quite liked the hood accent in Atlanta. That was funny when we were in the hood. I'm not going to impersonate it, but I did find that one quite good. Some of the Uber drivers.
Yeah, see, they donate deer to feed the hungry. Like, I think that's a good thing.
Texas actually shoot a tank. It was near New Braunfels. I mean, do they have shooting ranges in the UK? So we can shoot up to a 22 caliber. So .22 caliber we can shoot up to, but you need a license to own it, which requires tests. Without that, you can shoot an air rifle that shoots little metal pellets, and then that's the shooting ranges. Or you can go clay pigeon shooting and shoot a shotgun shell, which I have somewhere. Or I had somewhere, but I had a shotgun shell from, I did a work thing, a team building thing where we went clay pigeon shooting, and you could just rock up to that and pay. And I won. Apparently I was very good at it for a first timer, which was cool. It's like fishing. We have a national program called Hunters for the Hungry. That's very cool.
So if you hunt and you do that, I think that's good.
Yeah, I want to hunt you. My old neighbor had a tank just because you can't drive them on the road because they ruin the asphalt.
What do you mean you're gonna hunt me?
Hunt you. I want to hunt you down.
When I close my eyes, I see you driving into traffic again. Don't worry.
When I close my eyes, I just imagine when I turned around with that machine gun. I thought
It still had bullets in
I
it.
just wish it had one more bullet. No, I'm obviously joking. I don't.
Be careful. This is YouTube. Like, I don't know what you can say.
I know, and I'm back in England now, so I could just get people fly through the door in any minute. The police. I don't mean it. It was a joke.
It would be me flying through the door, arresting you.
No, it wouldn't. I'd
That'd be
genuinely
funny.
get arrested. So many people said because of the gun thing, there was a guy that got arrested for holding guns and posting photos of it on LinkedIn, and he was in prison for like 5 days because he got arrested because apparently he posted it in an intimidating way. So they had to check all his house and all his belongings and do a background check on him to make sure he was okay. So this guy just went on holiday, shot guns, and ended up in jail for 5 days. I've missed loads of chats.
5 days.
Do you miss any food from your travels? Yeah, 99% of it. Knowing we'll never get the barbecue is sad.
And the Tex-Mex thing was incredible.
Yeah. The Mexican food in Texas was very good. I miss basically the portion size, but it is nice to get like vegetables. I had a steak and kidney pie today. This is easier to show on my Twitter. And you just don't have anything like this in America. It looks horrible, but I can assure you it's very nice. Today I went to a town called Petersfield, chat, and if you're not following me on Twitter, I post a bit more about what I do in my day. But this statue is of King William III, and this statue is 20 years before the USA was founded. And this church in the background is from the 1100s, so it's about 700 years older than America. And in the 1500s, King Henry VIII changed it to a Church of England church so he could divorce his wife.
Well, that's a reason.
Yeah, so the Pope wouldn't let King Henry VIII divorce Catherine of Aragon because she couldn't have a son, or she wasn't giving him a son. So he wanted to divorce her so he could get an heir to the throne. The Pope wouldn't let him, so he made his own church so he could get rid of his wife and get a new one. That's before he started beheading them. Pretty cool. Little history lesson. I love steak and kidney pie, mince pies, Cornish pasties. Cornish pasty is what I had, was one of the first things I ate when I came back. Lovely. England is crazy strict. It is kind of, yeah. No, after being to America, I think I realized what all the Americans mean when you say about freedom. When we were driving through, was it Alabama, Lucas? And there was just nothing. And people just lived and they had like all their machinery on the side of the road. And there was no one to tell you what to do, what to say, anything. Those people were literally in the middle of nowhere, free to do whatever they wanted.
It was driving from Alabama down to Panhandle, Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really good. Oliver, you have creepy humor. Not all the time. Only to Lucas. Hi, Diane.
Just
hope
bullying
all
me.
is going well. So glad you enjoyed Texas. We love Texas. What's a Devon pasty get in it? I don't know. I only have Cornish pasties. Devon and Cornwall mainly argue about scones. One calls them scones, one calls them scones, and one puts cream on before jam, the other puts jam on before cream. Don't ask me which is which. But I do love a scone as well. Oh, I would demolish a scone. I would demolish one right now with a nice cup of tea. Chat, and having tea again. I can't lie. I had a cup of tea. So good. So good. It's the little things. Next time I come, I'm just going to have to bring a box. Where did you and Lucas meet? We met on a video game called Counter-Strike.
That's been
online
asked
games.
quite a lot.
That has been asked a lot.
Yeah, about 11 or 12 years ago, playing video games.
What, Lucas? Someone has just said we could rent a dune buggy and go racing in the desert in our next trip.
Wait, really?
Oh, how good would that be?
That sounds... Well, I'm driving. That sounds good.
That is good. Chopper Doll.
To be fair, it's a desert. You couldn't really hit anything.
No, the ones in Dubai look good as well, with the big dunes.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Well, who knows?
I like the story about the man who built the church to divorce his wife. It gets crazier, Chopper Doll. After that, he started beheading the wife. He had 6 wives in total. He divorced one, he beheaded one, and then one died. And then he divorced one, beheaded one, and the last one famously survived, and he died. You need to look at King Henry VIII. Crazy guy. Crazy. He was the King of England. You met playing video games. Yep, we did. No way you guys play CS. Ranks. This was a long time ago. This was like 13 years ago. Lucas still plays quite often. Lucas, do you have?
Oh, not really anymore.
What was your last rank?
It's not like what it used to be.
No.
But let's just tell our old ranks because it sounds better.
Well, yeah, I got to the highest I got was to Supreme.
and I got to global.
Yeah, pretty cool. When someone sends you
But that's a
jewels,
long time
YouTube
ago.
converts them
Yeah.
to cash. What? Let's quickly Google YouTube jewels because I want to make sure that we are thankful enough. It is a virtual currency that viewers buy in bundles and send in real time. Chat, thank you so much to everyone who donated the jewels. I promise I didn't know. I didn't know. This whole time we've been streaming, there hasn't been any jewels. And then today they've all suddenly come in. So thank you so much. You should come to Indianapolis for the 500 in May. What is that? I feel like the Indianapolis 500 could be a NASCAR thing. Northern United States, Wisconsin, Upper Peninsula, or Michigan. Someone said, I'd like to go see mountains. That would be cool. I think if we went in autumn, what is a state with mountains that has a good college football team?
I know. What's it called? Ah, I need to brush up on all the states.
We got told Alabama has the best college football team, but there's no mountains there, or we didn't see any. Maybe at the side near Georgia? I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you in a few seconds.
Oh, Indianapolis 500 is race cars.
Colorado has mountains. I'm pretty sure. Don't know about their football team.
The Great Lakes seem like oceans. They're such big bodies of water. So another thing about America that surprised me is how many people have boats. The amount of boats people have. Did I drink any iced teas on my trip? No. But speaking of drinks, I've finished it now. But my guilty pleasure of drinks, I normally drink either when I'm not in America, I normally drink either water or just black coffee or tea. And then I have one Coca-Cola. And it's so nice to have Coca-Cola without the corn syrup. It tastes so much better. So much better. That is one thing that is big plus in England compared to America is the corn syrup. Not having it. Oh, wait. My computer is telling me something. In Oklahoma, we have boats here. There are so many. Everyone had boats. And we would be in northern Alabama near no sea. And obviously there's the lakes. But people wouldn't have the boats. So I didn't see.
No, we didn't like the fructose corn syrup.
You didn't like that? No. No, it ruined the whole taste. Yeah, Mexican Coke. Mexican Coke is what our Coke tastes like. It's so much better. Right, I'm back. I didn't buy mine. 1,000 of them are just there for me to use. Maybe because you missed my super chat when ending the Miami stream. I'm super sorry we missed the super chat.
Super sorry you missed the super chat.
Yeah, that did come out strange. But I don't know how the jewels work. Maybe you get jewels because you got a YouTube Premium or something. I don't know. If you do have jewels and you don't know what to do with them, we would very happily like them, I guess. I traveled for work, been all over the US and Hawaii. Oh my goodness, we need to go to Hawaii.
Yeah, we definitely want to go to Hawaii, but it's so far away. It would be best if we combine it with mainland US.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm screen sharing this. Look where Hawaii is on the map.
Yeah, I know.
It's like as far away as England is to America.
Isn't it like a 5 or 6 hour flight to get to Hawaii from wherever you fly from in America?
Oh. That's very far. I'm gonna drop the little man. Let's just drop the man somewhere random. Oh, it's very nice. Oh, it's very nice. I didn't realize it was that far away. I need to look at a map more.
Yeah, it's very far away.
That is very far away. Yeah, it is literally the other side of the world. If you end up on the West Coast, you can easily get a flight to Hawaii. Is it cheap? How much is
I
it?
can't imagine.
$200 to get from LA in the winter.
What? 200?
What's it like in the winter? Yes, you're right. You can give Jules if you have YouTube Premium. That's pretty cool. I show speed type journey. That would be cool. Imagine we do that.
24/7 stream.
He doesn't even do it anymore. He barely streams, I think. I don't know. I don't even know where he streams.
Well, it would be fun. We just have to figure out how to stream longer than 2 hours from a phone.
I'm on it. I'm working on that.
That'd be good. Get some
So I'm
real
planning,
equipment.
I don't know if you're going to be able to join, but I'm planning to walk around the whole of Portsmouth and live stream it. And then everyone watching will get the difference between Portsmouth and America. The only thing is, it's time difference, chat. What is the time in Florida right now? 6:22. So this is probably about the time we stream. But it's like midnight for us. So
yeah,
I can't
it's past midnight for me.
I can't really walk around and show you anything at midnight because it's all shut. Everyone escaping the cold in the winter heads to Hawaii. I would go in the summer because it's flipping hot here. It would be practically winter in Hawaii. What? Is Hawaii on a different climate?
What do you mean different climate?
What drives commerce in Portsmouth? The Navy. We are a huge naval town. We're the home of the 2 aircraft carriers of the British Navy and a bunch of other stuff. And basically, almost everyone on the island works in the Navy in the dockyards doing something. Other than that, the football team. That's the 2 things we're probably known for. No, Hawaii has a consistent climate, always nice and warm. What?
Sounds pretty good to me.
If the wind is good, you can get to Hawaii in 5 hours. To be fair, it took us 4 hours to get from Key West back to Miami on the rainy coach. Oh, chat.
On a wet bus.
Chat, on this coach, when it started raining, when it started raining, this guy had glasses on, like spectacles, and the rain was coming into the coach, and the back 4 rows were all just getting soaked by the rain. And this guy had rain droplets on his glasses, and it looked like the windows of the coach. And I burst into laughter. It was one of the funniest things I've seen. This guy had McDonald's cups holding it up to the leak like that to try and stop the rain coming in. And he's looked down and he's looked at me, and I could just see all the water on his glasses. And for some reason, I just found it the funniest thing ever. And I just started laughing. And this very angry man stared back at me. But it was just too funny. One girl was asleep. She didn't even realize it was raining until she got soaked. And then me and Lucas weren't wet until the bus braked and all the water that was on the floor flew forwards and soaked my shoe. Again, my left shoe. But yeah, hilarious. We picked the bus with the waterfall feature. Let me get these videos up. And then Lucas, what about the coffin man? You hear him in the vlog.
He is in
so
the vlog.
funny.
That made me laugh so much when I heard it in the vlog. That lady must be so sick by now, who was sitting in front.
Sheila Mary, thank you so much for the silver star, 2 jewels. Thank you. Whoa, Jackstar donated $10. Do super chat. Thank you so much. $10 from Jackstar. You have to look up Boston Seaport. I think you'd love it. Some of the best restaurants there with the freshest seafood. I wish I knew this when I was in Boston because I struggled so hard to find anywhere to go. I just ended up walking around the parks. But it worked out quite well because I bumped into some English YouTubers and I also bumped into an old English professional footballer. So that was cool. But then in the evenings, we didn't know where to go. We weren't very welcome in any of the bars. Let me get this video up. The coughing guy on the bus coughed the whole way there and back. Look at the bus. That is bad. Look at the girl in the middle just not caring. She did not care. That wasn't even when it was like really bad either. It was comical. There's nothing else to say. It was comical. New England seafood is top shelf. I tell you what I did have is a lobster roll. And I had that in Boston and that was so, so good. Why take the bus? We took the bus to Key West because we had to give the car back. So we had to give the car back, but we know we wanted to go to Key West. So we did like a coach trip that took us snorkeling as well. It was all like the same thing. Water on the bus, coffee on the plane. I'm never traveling with Oliver. You're telling me.
You're forgetting being almost shot at and driving into traffic.
$5 from Seth. Amazon has Ceylon pomegranate black tea. It's delicious, and I'm picky about flavors in my tea. Me too. Seth, I'm so picky. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. Again, all the donations mean the world. Thank you so much for donating. But I like a tea. It's Yorkshire tea, just plain black English breakfast tea. And I could have ordered it from Amazon there, but they only sold 240 tea bags. And my luggage was full because it was full when I left. And then I started picking things up along the way, adding more to my luggage. So everything was bursting at the seams. So to get a box of 240 tea bags, which is about this big, was a step too far. But the lobster, Azure Phoenix, the lobster roll was so good. Did you enjoy the Dodge Charger? We loved the Dodge.
I miss it so much.
I think this is a fun thing to do because people don't believe me when I say you can't get these things in England. Right. Let's go. Let's just try this. We can't get full body, full size pickups in England. So this is our car website where you can buy and sell used cars. We can only get what you call a mid-size. So like Ford Ranger is the biggest pickup that we can get. And you see next to none of them. Because for £50,000, you can get a much nicer car in England for that. But we can't get an F-150. There's no such thing as being able to buy a Dodge pickup. There's no GMC. We can only buy like Ford, Nissan, Toyota pickups. And then, so the Dodges we can get I did look, and we have only just started to get like the newer. Somehow when me and Lucas are on a call, I always end up on Auto Trader, but there's 85 in the whole of the UK national. There's 85 cars for sale, and they all are this. This is not what you imagine when you say you're going to get a new Dodge. So when I say like you can't get these cars, we can only just get these Challengers from 2024. This one's been imported. And they're all left-hand drive. So they're almost useless. They don't make them right-hand drive, which is what we need. Oh, there's actually a truck here for sale. A big Dodge Ram. That's literally the only one. But as you can see, they're not very popular and they're very hard to get. Lucas is so much more handsome than Oliver. Why is he trying to hide his face when Oliver has already shown Lucas's face in the video? That's mean.
Wow. Truth hurts.
Truth does hurt. That Dodge Ram is £110,000. Yep.
That must be like a special edition or something.
I've been looking at the cars when we've been driving, and we get a lot more like of the German cars like Mercedes, BMW, Audi than what was in America. But the roads just aren't as interesting to look at. There are no like souped up trucks with big lights under them, with big exhausts. There's no sports cars, no Corvettes, nothing. Everyone drives.
No,
like
we
a
don't see
boring
Corvettes
car.
here. Never.
Yeah, but the Corvettes just added like variety to the road, like two-seater sport, like actual sports cars looked cool. Would you try a Cybertruck? We can't get them in England either. They're banned. But I would have loved to try
And
a
they're
Cybertruck.
terribly, terribly ugly.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
I like the Cybertruck. We also can't get the self-driving, so that's banned. So the Cybertruck's banned and self-driving's banned. So Teslas in the UK, if the government allowed it, overnight can turn on the self-driving capability, but no, you can't. So that's sad. So we can't have anything fun. No fun. Fun is banned. Because everyone likes car, dude. Chicks really like real estate. Just FYI. True. Yeah, the Audis are bigger in the US, but the Audis in like, it would be the reverse. I imagine that Audis are much more expensive for you than they are for us. I like Oliver more, especially his amazing smile. Ah, thank you. Lucas, I promise you, if you see a Cybertruck in real life, it looks insane. They are armored spaceships. It looks so sick. It does. Lucas,
I have seen them in
cool.
real life.
Admit
and
it was
I'm
cool.
not convinced. No, they look terrible.
No, they don't. They're cool.
Anyone
cool.
who genuinely loves cars can't like a Cybertruck. I'm sorry.
They can. Cybertruck's cool. You both come and stay if you marry an American girl. But only do it for love. Hello, loved seeing your amazing journey. Have you considered visiting the happiest place on earth at Disneyland? Orange County's beaches are beautiful and San Diego is just a couple of hours away. Wait, there's a Disneyland on the West Coast. I thought it was only Florida. No, Seth has a point. I've seen a few in real life. Cybertrucks are ugly and they're not safe. And that's the reason they're banned in the UK, because apparently they're unsafe. Like if that thing hits someone,
here as well, yeah.
If that thing hits someone, they are in trouble. Cybertrucks look like unpainted dumpsters. You didn't see any Cybertrucks. I'm surprised. No, we saw lots of Cybertrucks in America. We can't have Cybertrucks in England. You can't buy one. And even if you
No.
buy one and import it, it gets confiscated.
Because they're unsafe and
'Cause
just unsafe for your eyes.
actually, that's another thing. So many cars in America that we saw, especially like the crash damaged ones, wouldn't be allowed to be driven in the UK because we have a test that all cars have to pass. And if a car's crash damage, you can't drive it on the road. And some of the cars we saw had like whole pieces missing. Fun is banned in England. Kind of true. What do you mean they're not safe? Someone detonated a bomb inside of it and it contained the whole thing. It's not safe in the fact, like, if it hits a pedestrian, it's got pointed edges. Like the cars, to meet the safety requirements for Europe, have to have certain curves. So it's not just like a stainless steel flat plate hitting someone or like a pointed stainless steel corner hitting someone. And it's meant to have like crumple zones. So some of the car has to be built to fold under pressure. And the Cybertruck just isn't. The Cybertruck's built to be indestructible. Oliver, no need to feel bad. You are very handsome and a good person. Thank you very much. They do, though. They're dumpsters. My husband loves them. I love them. Remember in front of the hotel, was it Las Vegas? There was a bomb inside a Cybertruck and it was parked in front of the hotel. It blew up and it contained the explosion. I actually do remember that. We have a test for cars too. Those could be evading the test. No, your tests are just nowhere near as strict.
They like their rules over here.
Love the rules. San Diego, 2 hours from LA. Disney, the original Disneyland. We have a national highway safety standards. Cybertrucks meet all safety standards, unfortunately. Unfortunately. No, the Cybertruck's cool, chat. No Cybertruck slander. Anyway, chat, it is getting very, very late. Thank you all for joining. We are gonna, so there's no stream. There's no stream tomorrow, and then I'm gonna stream walking around Portsmouth from my phone. So it'll be an IRL stream by myself. Unfortunately, Lucas can't join, and then we will be syncing up together in Europe in the coming weeks as soon as my passport comes. So I haven't sent it off, and then when it does, it takes 2 to 3 weeks, and then I'm free to travel again. But in the meantime, there's vlogs being made. I'm going to do the live streaming, and I have a big idea after the walk around Portsmouth. But I'm going to keep that secret for a little bit longer, but it's going to show you a lot more of the UK. So I'm very excited for that. Thank you all for joining, hanging out, reminiscing, sharing memories, sharing experiences, and yeah, thank you all for joining. Lucas, do you want to say anything?
Well, I see a lot of people saying in chat we have to do Route 66, and I think that's a great idea to do at some point.
Such a good idea. And see the aliens.
Yeah.
That's on Route 66.
I see you on my screen now. No need to go see aliens.
Cheeky bastard.
No. Yeah, the stream is going to be without me, so it's not going to be as funny, unfortunately.
Don't know why I let you speak.
That's your mistake. Yeah, I'll try to make some videos in Amsterdam maybe to put in the vlogs if people would like to see it.
I think that's what we should do. We should see. I'm going to vlog what I'd get up to. I really wish I vlogged the content going to see my family because they were all so excited to see me. But I didn't tell any of them that I was coming. They knew I was home, but I didn't tell them I was coming.
Sorry. Someone says, "Have you revealed any more personal info?" For anyone who was there, or did you just
No,
read
no,
like
nothing.
everything?
Nothing happened.
Mhm.
You shouldn't even
No.
read that out.
Sorry, it was funny.
We'll just. But in the vlogs, I'm gonna vlog what I do, and then in the vlogs
His
we'll get
full
Lucas.
birthday.
We'll get Lucas to show what he's up to as well, and I'll edit that in and get him to input anything he's doing.
Yeah.
Later, alligator.
Although everything feels kind of boring at
Chat.
home.
I'm not joking. It's so hard to think of anything to do. I am blessed. Donated $9.99 through Super Chat. Thank you so much. Looking forward to you all coming back to Texas. You have to see Alaska and Hawaii one day. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
We are speaking the same
Alaska.
language.
Yeah.
I lived in Anchorage decades ago, couldn't handle the cold and the darkness in the winter. See, that's what I struggle with in the UK. I'm blessed. Thank you so much for the donation.
Isn't
And that's exactly
Anchorage
what I
one of the 6 big cities in Alaska? I would love to go to Alaska. It's been on my list for such a long time. And Alaska's got mountains. So there's your mountains. I don't think they
I
have a
would
big
love to go
football
to
team,
Alaska,
though.
actually. Alaska is
I
very
would
high up.
really love to go.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone told me that this background on my Mac is Alaska. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Maybe not.
What, the sunny tropical thing on their background?
It's not like tropical though. It's like mountains.
Ah.
But you're right.
No, Alaska is beautiful.
Yeah, I'd love to go to
No,
Alaska.
Alaska's got very clear water.
I feel like we'd need someone to show us around Alaska though, like to help us
like
survive.
Luke from
Outdoor Boys. That would be so
Outdoor
good.
Boys. That'd be the best.
Oliver,
That'd
do
be
I
the best
smile when I
person.
sleep? No, I don't think so. But yeah, chat, it's so hard to think of things to do at home because everything, like compared to shooting guns, holding alligators, it just doesn't compare. Nothing. Oh, we can go to a restaurant, a bar. We can go out for breakfast. It's just not the same. It's on a completely different level.
I can shoot a pigeon.
The come down from the trip is very heavy.
Yeah, it's kind of depressing, to be honest.
Yeah, it's very hard to think of things to do, but I'm going to try my best. I've got cool things coming up in the vlog, very interesting things. And again, I'm thinking on Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to live stream walking around Portsmouth, and I'm going to start it at around midday. So I hope a lot of you can get on because I know the time difference is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
The background is
quite late
Lake
now.
Tahoe, California. That makes sense. Because it's
well, that would be cool
Mac.
to see then.
It'd be cool to go to the background of my Mac. Because chat, before this trip, this is where I spend all my time. This is literally where I spend all my time. It is nice having like my desk and my stuff back. Not that I couldn't take this to America with me, but just being able to have all my stuff, see all my things, and not live out a suitcase. That's been nice. Having a washing machine. That has been nice.
That has been very nice.
Especially now we can dry stuff outside as well. The washing machine's back in the kitchen, which a lot of Americans find weird, is that our washing machine's in the kitchen.
Yeah, I think most UK homes have that. Though.
Yeah, nearly every apart from like a big mansion. So, but it's just nice to have it back. We don't have a dryer, but at least it's hot enough outside to dry all the clothes outside. We're really living so far behind America. It's a joke. Oh well.
Oh well, we'll have to just go back.
We'll have to just go back. I agree. Anyway, chat, thank you so much for watching. We will catch you in the next one. As I said, the next one is me live streaming my hometown and showing you around all the naval stuff, the beach, a few historic sites that I will brush up my knowledge on so I can entertain you as we go. But it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you all so much for joining. I I liked the Fox and Friends segment too. Yes, if you want to, you could go watch the Fox and Friends thing. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. And then hopefully we can have more of a planned schedule coming up. But thank you again, everyone, for sending you. Thank you again, everyone, for joining. It's been an absolute